Hi, this is Loren Fogelman
And Stephen Fogelman.
with Business Success Solution. And we have another juicy topic today. Actually, we talked about this earlier in my mastermind group, and it was so well received, we decided to go ahead and share it with you as well.
Right. It's all about the concept of preeminence, which I think sounds very royal just by saying it itself, preeminence.
Yeah, we are talking about preeminence. Basically, it is a concept that was coined by J. Abraham. Hey, Rosemary, thanks for joining us.
Hi there.
It was a concept coined by J. Abraham, who is a marketing guru. You can just look him up, and preeminence and his name are linked together all over the place. Basically, it works really, really well as a client attraction strategy that positions you as the go-to authority coming from a place of service, as opposed to trying to get clients or to push people into working with you or anything like that. It just pushes all that to the curb.
Right. It positions you as a trusted advisor, which is really what you want to do. And yeah. What? Go ahead. No, go ahead. It's fine.
Okay. Anyway, hey, Sandra, thanks for joining us. Basically, as you were saying, it positions you as a trusted advisor.
Right.
Is there anything else that you want to add to that?
No, I mean, you want to be a trusted advisor. You like you want to be able to take it out of the equation so that you're not competing on anything except value.
So Rosemary says, good evening. Really enjoying your live post, preeminence coming from a place of service. I love this.
Oh,
Thanks so much
nice.
for finding the definition and sharing it with us, Rosemary.
Right, yeah. It also means surpassing all others, which I really like that also.
It has a very spiritual significance to it also. So it embraces really that mind, body, spirit of how you want to show up, how you want to really attract people to you, how you position yourself as a leader from really thinking about servant leadership, which is a totally different way of looking at leadership.
Right.
But basically,
I like that servant leadership.
Servant leadership?
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically, this goes into the positioning of trusted advisor, which is one of the things that separates you from everybody else who might be doing something similar, is focusing on what you know, your way of approaching things, and really leading with your expertise and your knowledge as opposed to the tasks that you do. So once again, let me go ahead and emphasize, as with preeminence, with being a trusted advisor, which are really interchangeable, you're focusing on your expertise and what you know, the insights you've gained, your life experiences that you bring into how you do your work, the experience you create for your client, and that is really what attracts people to you, is how you're showing up and how you create that experience of working with them, as opposed to the tasks that you do. When we lead with knowledge instead of tasks, then we really rise up and own that preeminence or that advisory role.
Right. Well, and it creates a really an outstanding client experience, because you're now the trusted advisor and you're actually placing the client's needs before yours, and you're educating people.
Hey, Wendy, thanks for joining us. And I'm going to go ahead and really dig into that more, because that was something that came up in our mastermind group discussion earlier today when I was teaching them about preeminence. Is so often as an entrepreneur, we're creating a business, we're offering services from what we believe is important to our clients. However, our perspective from where we are as the experts and their perspective as to where they are as the client are really two different ways of looking at the same thing. Because of that, what you want to do is actually put yourself in your client's shoes. Put yourself in their seat and come from their position. Think about, what are the ways that they talk about the problem that you solve? What really is stressing them out or coming up for them that they're ready to solve this? And what is the way that they actually word it or phrase what's going on with them in order to really speak their language, which becomes really, really client attractive. And really knowing those things is key.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're putting yourself in their shoes, you're also thinking about, one of the questions, hey, Peter, thanks for joining us. One of the things that you're thinking about is what is the information that they need, that they're ready to absorb to really give them, educate them about what's going on, why this is happening, what's the best way to approach it, what might be some of the mistakes that are commonly made, what's the cost of tolerating this, how to avoid making those mistakes, and what is the solution that you offer.
Right.
And with that, what's happening is that you're no longer selling or pitching, you're now educating them. And that's the beautiful part for service-based entrepreneurs, is really to come from this place of deep education, of giving. Give freely. Information, education, insights, maybe things that people think are the way to go. And from your experience as an expert, you've realized that everybody's doing it this way, but that is not the best approach. And that you realize that coming from this approach over here is really what makes a difference for long-lasting results. And it's good that you start talking about it and creating that platform and taking that stand of breaking down the truths people have and giving them accurate information. So Ahmed said, hey, he's from Jordan, and do I know Jordan? Depends on which Jordan we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. We know where it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
why don't we talk about
please.
the 5 steps of how to become a preeminent business?
I would love to. Why don't you go ahead and share the first one?
Well, the first one is great because the first one is really fall in love with your clients. And this means thinking about your client's perspective, just like Loren was talking about, and then design a client-centered business or a plan based on putting the clients first and not looking at what you need, but looking at what they need.
One of the things you're saying that is really so key that will differentiate what you're doing, and I want to really highlight it, is so often we hear about business plans. A lot of times if we want to get a loan or borrow money to grow our business, we need to come up with a business plan to be able to qualify for that loan. The majority of entrepreneurs that I know, they don't have business plans because that's just not what really motivates them and inspires them. However, one of the gaps that I see, one of the things I rarely ever see is that as a business owner, we never think about creating a client experience strategy.
I like that.
Hey, Tracy, thanks for joining us.
I like that.
So what I'm thinking about is what type of experience do you want your clients to have when they start to learn about you, when they start to get information from you, when they first reach out to you? What is that experience that you want them to have? Because over and over again, I hear from people reaching out to experts, to practitioners, that they are having a bad experience. And if you're not treating your clients as if they are royalty, then you're not going to be getting referrals from them. You're not going to be getting that client attraction stream happening because you're starting out with really not giving them the attention they deserve.
Right.
And if you're not doing that for them, then it's not going to come back to you. It's just not good business karma. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Hi, Michael.
So I want you to really think about what is that client experience strategy that you want them to have, because if you're attracting a certain type of client and they're having a certain type of experience, well, they hang out with people just like them and they will refer people that are just like them to you. And that's a great way of being able to organically grow your business as well.
Right. Yeah. And then the other one is deliver an exceptional experience. And by doing that, your clients are going to rave about you.
Absolutely. It's just a win-win-win all the way through.
Absolutely.
And then number 3 is going ahead and educating first. This isn't about pitching. This isn't talking about all the features and all the things that you do. It's about giving them information to let them make informed decisions.
Right.
And hey, Michael says it's been a while. Great information as always. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you joining us. And Manan, love having you here. Thanks for joining us too. But basically, educate first when people are, look, That must be Carl giving me the thumbs up. So basically what I want to look at is, how do you give information first? Because you have to give before you can expect to receive. Give them information about what it is they need, once again, to make those informed decisions. So as we're talking about preeminence and also that trusted advisor strategy, we want you to just love your clients. Absolutely love your clients. Be mindful about the client experience. What is the experience that they have when they work with you and they hire you? Go ahead and educate them about what it is that they need to be aware of, maybe also about what's commonly done, but it's not in their best interest or the best solution, and give them that information which shares your expertise and helps them get a better result, whether they choose to work with you or not. And then, do you want to go into number 4?
Sure. Speak out like we're doing right here, get known, and stop being the best kept secret.
Don't be a key secret.
People need to know who you are, and they need to know what you do and how you can help them.
Right.
So really put yourself out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that is really key to that is, how do you want to show up? Do you want to show up in person? Do you want to show up virtually? Do you do it through the written word? Do you do it audio? Do you do a video like we're doing right now? How do you want to show up? And you don't need to be everywhere. There's a lot of different social media platforms of where to be seen and connect with people. Be really strategic about the one that you choose to really put your energies into. The other thing, though, is a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we are service oriented. We care about people. We don't want to do things that might step on toes, that might be contrarian. I want to put out there, if you know that there's a better way, you need to be speaking about it. If you know that there's something that most people are doing, but that is not the optimal way or in their best interest, then speak out about it. Go ahead and take a stand for your clients, because you want what's in their best interest as preeminence and a trusted advisor, as opposed to what's in your best interest.
Yeah. And the other thing is, position yourself as you're the go-to expert. You're the one that they're going to come to. Communicate often. Share educational information, just like Loren was talking about. Give them lots of information. Educate them about what's relevant to them and what's relevant to your audience.
You're right. So that's step number 5, is position yourself as the go-to expert. But basically, when you're putting out something out there, speak with authority. No apology for speaking your truth.
Right.
Don't worry about appealing to everybody. You don't want to appeal to everybody. All you want to do is have that ideal client who needs to hear what you have to say, and being able to connect with that person.
Right. And don't wait for it to be perfect. Take imperfect action, which I think is really important. I know that you have a coach that used to say, build a plane as you fly it. And I think that's great advice.
Yeah, you want to be able to talk about what that means a little bit more?
Yeah, it's basically that you just want to be one step ahead of your client. And like when you're building the plane as you're flying it, basically you're flying the plane, but you're kind of putting the things in place to keep the plane up in the air. But you want to be one step ahead of your client. A lot of people think, oh, I don't know this, or I don't think I can do this because it's really not perfect. But the thing is, take imperfect action.
Plus, if you're a high achiever, it's possible that at some point you might be faced with imposter syndrome. In fact, high achievers, at some point, 75% of high achievers and professionals deal with imposter syndrome. And then getting out there, being seen, being heard, being contrarian feels very, very risky and maybe even unsafe.
Right. Scary.
Yeah. What I want to say is, find the courage to do it, even though you might not have the confidence, because you want to do this to be in service to other people.
True.
Speak your truth, show up, come from a place of service. Absolutely. And when you do what's in someone else's best interest, it's just good business karma. It comes back to you.
Right.
I would love to hear from you as to what you're doing to really be client attractive, owning that place of preeminence.
What you're doing to be out there.
Being a trusted advisor. What is it that you're doing? And where is it that you're taking a stand? Micah was saying, if there's a better way to speak up and out about, walk in your expertise.
Oh, I like that.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I love that
Michael.
phrase, walk in your expertise.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'll have to share that and credit you with it, Michael.
There you go.
So I would love to really hear from you. What are you doing to show up and be a trusted advisor coming from a place of preeminence? Where is it that you are willing to take a stand and speak your truth because it is in your client's best interest?
Absolutely.
So please go ahead and share them in the comments. If you took something away from this, would love for you to share. Give us some feedback. We love hearing your comments.
Give us some love.
Yeah, absolutely. If you know someone that needs to hear this, please go ahead and tag them. And once again, share it, pass it forward. And on March 12th, Thursday, March 12th at 5 p.m. Pacific, Steve and I are doing a Facebook Live, a deep training, client attraction marketing secrets.
A deep dive.
We're going to go even deeper into the client attraction marketing secrets. If that appeals to you, we are hosting it in our Facebook community, which is Business Success Solutions for Accounting Professionals. I'll put the links in the comments section, but once again, mark your calendar. Alifa, thank you for joining us.
Hi there.
Once again, mark your calendar for Thursday, March 12th, 5 p.m. We're going to be doing a deep dive training on client attraction marketing secrets. It will be in our Facebook community, Business Success Solutions for Accounting Professionals. Would love to have you join us and be able to continue teaching you on how to have client attraction be the way that it goes and how you build your business as opposed to chasing.
Right.
Loren Fogelman.
Stephen Fogelman.
Where we help entrepreneurs double your income.
Working half the time. Bye.
Bye.